Hi everyone. So in this video, I want to go through some things that you cannot be doing if you want to run a sustainable, long-term, profitable wholesale business, right? Now, in this video, I'm going to go through the sourcing side of things. So if you are sourcing in the ways which I am going to show you in this video, you're going to find it very, very difficult to grow and scale an Amazon FBA wholesale business. And you're going to basically end up on saturated listings chasing your own tail when it comes to sourcing, trying to constantly source, but never actually finding any consistently profitable products. And also, let's say you've started with 4 grand today. In a couple of months' time, you're going to realize, hang on a second, I'm still at 4 grand, right? You're going to find it difficult to find suppliers which will give you long-term business, and you're going to find it difficult to find products which you are able to replay, which quite coincidentally is the whole reason people get into wholesale. It's to have products which they could replay every single month and develop a sustainable income from, whereby their business is generating them profits every single month. However, with that being said, we're going to go through essentially what you don't want to be doing. And if you're doing the following, you're going to realize you're not going to develop a long-term sustainable, profitable wholesale business. So let me get my screen shared. Here we go. So first of all, if you are going about sourcing, starting on Jungle Scout, yeah, and entering in basic low-level parameters in their product database, yeah, whereby you're entering in a certain number of reviews, entering a star rating between X and Y, and you're pressing enter and you're being flooded with all these listings, and you're then trying to find stock in this way, you're going to struggle. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you come across a Colgate listing, right? You come across a Colgate listing, which is on Jungle Scout, where you've typed in some parameters, you pressed enter, great, you've got a Colgate listing come up. And you're like, okay, now what? This is what you're going to do. You're going to type in Colgate Wholesale UK. You are going to find nothing. Even if you find something, let's say, even if this is profitable, right, from pound wholesale, do not buy, because this is too low barrier to entry. This is too easy to do. Anyone can do this. Someone who started yesterday, who has no knowledge on Amazon, can do this. And what's going to happen? Let's say this first toothbrush is profitable. You buy that, send it in. I promise you, within a month, it's going to tank, because any Tom, Dick, and Harry can go on your storefront and just type in Colgate Wholesale UK, and they're going to see that profitable. And they're going to buy it. Then within a month, you're going to realize, hang on a second, there's 20 other sellers on this listing, and this won't bring any consistent profits to your business. That's not what wholesale is. You basically just don't away there. Okay. You haven't gone out and sourced difficult to find supplies. You've just gone and bought from a supply which is way too easily accessible. So please do not do this. Okay. Do not find listings and then just type in simple searches like this. Let's say you had a Dove product come up as a result of your search. Don't go in and type Dove Wholesale UK, for example, because let's say if you go and buy from Raven Trading, for example, again, this is way too easily accessible. You are not going to be able to find consistent profits from companies like these. Okay. Because, like I said, what's going to happen is someone's going to come across your storefront and essentially find your supplier, find your listing, or find the exact product listing which you're buying from that wholesaler, and your listings will tank. Okay. That you don't want to be doing that. Okay. Because it's just too low barrier to entry. And please take my word for it, because this is how I spent literally months at the start of my journey, spending thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds doing this, doing these low-level searches for suppliers on Google, investing upwards of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 pounds with these suppliers, thinking, oh, great, these look great. Like, my projected profits for these wholesale orders will be, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. And then when the orders actually went in, we broke even every single time, just because of what I've described. happens, right? You can place an order thinking, oh, I'm gonna make X amount, but actually you make zero because 15 other sellers jump on the listing because it's too easy to do. Okay. At the same time, you can't be doing stuff like this. Type in something like health and beauty wholesale UK, buy from these suppliers. Again, way too easily accessible. Everyone has access to them. None of these listings, when you actually go in and dig deeper into these suppliers, will be profitable. You're going to go through all their products, nothing's going to be profitable. Even if something is profitable, yeah, you will see you're going to buy it and it's going to tank within a month, which again defeats the whole point of wholesale because it's too easy to do. Someone's going to see your storefront, they're going to type in wholesale UK, and you're finished, basically. Even if someone doesn't see your storefront, there are thousands there's so many people typing this rubbish low-level search in to try and source for wholesale profitably. You're going to do this, everything you're seeing has been seen already by another Amazon seller. I promise you that. Okay. And I swear, if you buy, let's say you do this search, I click into clearance king, I find something which is profitable, I buy, I send it into Amazon. By the time it's landed at Amazon, the number of offers on that listing would have increased tenfold and that listing is going to tank, right? So please don't do that. At the same time, please don't be going on, let's say, Amazon bestsellers, going through and be like, oh, okay, I want to find this. Okay, I want to source this from a supplier that sells. Okay, that does 40, 50 grand a month in revenue. Great, let's do that. Because what you're going to end up doing is typing in that wholesale UK or dental wholesale UK, and you're going to end up in the same same boat, sorry, whereby you're going to be presented with the same issues. So you've got to think, okay, don't do that, basically. Because if you do, I promise you, let's say we find this for, let's say, 2p. You're not going to find it for 2p, but just for the sake of this example, and you're able to source it profitably and you get it in. If it's a case of you either A, typing in that wholesale UK, or B, you typing in dental wholesale UK and you finding it on Google, I promise you these listings will tank. You will get no longevity there. Okay. You can end up tying up your cash into this product and it's not going to move. You've got to think of strategies and methods to find supplies that other people won't find. Okay. Supplies which can actually give you longevity, supplies whereby other people can't find them. For example, if I bought this, someone who literally started Amazon yesterday can go and do this. It's too low barrier to entry. Well, and the longevity you're going to get doing wholesale is going to come from higher barrier to entry supplies. You essentially, when it comes to wholesale, the more hoops you have to go through, sorry, the better that product is, the better that supplier is. For example, finding a difficult to locate supplier, developing a relationship with that supplier, which no one else will be able to do because you know certain strategies, you know how to negotiate, you know how to offer these guys value, you know the value propositions you can present to these guys. So how can we get products other people can't get from these suppliers that other people can't even find? How can we get prices from these suppliers that other people can't even find as well? And how can we develop these relationships with real people within these unsaturated companies that can set our business up for the long term? Now that's how you run a long-term sustainable, profitable wholesale business, not doing this low-level stuff. Because this stuff will not lead you to a consistently profitable wholesale business. And if you're approaching wholesale in this way, or if you've been taught to approach wholesale in this way, it's because it looks very easy. Like if I said to you, look, do Jungle Scout this, type in wholesale UK this, type in wholesale this, it sounds easy and it sounds very achievable. I'm here to tell you this will not work no matter what you try. Okay. And if it does work, it's going to tank, or these listings are going to tank. You've got to approach it to a much higher level if you actually want that consistency, that stability, and those profits being returned to you every single month. This ain't going to work. You're going to type cash and you're going to just circle the same money over and over and over again. This is not wholesale. This is very, very basic stuff, which people teach or people show you on YouTube, or people may show you in a mentorship or in a course to make it come across as easy and very doable. I'm here to tell you, no, it is not easy and very doable. Well, it is doable if you have the right information. Okay, now if you want the right information, if you want to know how me and all the people I've helped are actually running stable, consistently profitable Amazon wholesale businesses, whereby they've got suppliers making them upwards of £2,000 a month. If you don't know how to find these sorts of suppliers, develop relationships with these sorts of suppliers, negotiate with these suppliers, click the link down below in the description. You can book in a free call with either me or one of the team to see if you'd be a good fit for our program. Okay? Because I do not teach none of this rubbish, because none of this works. Okay? I teach what actually works, the information that no one else has access to, because everyone else is doing this to a very low level and actually struggling to run a sustainable, profitable wholesale business. They ain't been in the game long enough. They don't know how to offer value to suppliers. So they don't know how to find these suppliers which you can actually develop relationships with. But back to the topic of this video, which is essentially, please make sure you are not doing this, because you're going to realize way too late. Okay, if you're doing this now, you've just started this stuff now, that this isn't going to work. Okay, I'm here to tell you for free, this ain't going to work. You've got to be doing Amazon to a much higher level if you want the consistency there. This stuff ain't going to work one bit. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was useful for you. And if you are doing this, stop, basically. If you like the video. Subscribe if you are new here. And yeah, if you want to see any different videos, leave them down below, or leave any suggestions down below in the comments. Like I said before, if you want to work with me and get results like me and my students, link down below in the description to book a free call.